Did you know architect Michel de Klerk designed a stamp and coat of arms for the post office in his famous housing complex, The Ship? Let's take it back to 1901 in Amsterdam, Netherlands, when the first Housing Act was established. Views on housing, health, and education began changing in the late 19th century, during which public housing was a private initiative. As housing became a rising issue, many called for the government to intervene. The Housing Act did just that. It made public housing a matter for the state. And while not explicitly involved, the central government subsidized housing associations to construct dwellings, who in turn sought the contribution of architects. Insert Michel de Klerk, a young and rising architect born in 1884 Amsterdam. De Klerk was widely recognized as the leader of Amsterdam School, a movement advocating for expressive modernism in the years 1910 to 1930. It was unlike other movements as it was not officially organized. It had no manifesto, journal, or official spokesperson. Among this group were notable architects Piet Kramer and J.M. van der Mee, all of which who worked under Pierre Cuypers, who taught them volumetric proportioning, the use of masonry, and the art of detailing. The school radically changed the city's urban landscape, as reflected in their philosophy that every building should contribute to the welfare and happiness of inhabitants. Characteristics of this movement were sculptural elements, imaginative and unusual masses, and poetic expression through heavy brickwork. As described by Adolf Benny, Expressionism was the return of art. The junction of de Klerk and the Housing Act delivers the widely recognized third block of the Eigenhard estate, built for the Eigenhard, or Our Health, Housing Association. It was a housing complex built for the working class in the Spaarndammerbuurt district, known for its railway and maritime industries. The wedge-shaped block loosely resembles the hull of a ship, and occupants jumped to nickname the complex Het Schip, or the Ship. The design features a brick tower topped with a band of black tiles, emulating the funnel of a steamship, further playing into the ship-like qualities of the marine district. The complex is rich with detail, articulated through round or protruding blocks. The facades use sculptural elements, utilizing Amsterdam's bricklaying traditions to detail the street wall, roof lines, roof drains, doorways and windows, mailboxes and stairwells. De Klerk transformed everyday urban life of the street into visually imaginative symbols for the residents of the working class. The post office sits at the tip of the triangular plan and was critical as an essential amenity for the community. Few workers had telephones at the time, and they used the post office savings bank to deposit their money. This made local branches just as important as the corner shop. De Klerk's post office served the community from 1921 to 1999. The exterior expression flowed to the interior, seen through heavy detailing and continuation of form. The post office is ornamented with tiling covering the walls and counter. The tower outside extends into the brick cylinder internally. The arched window and bowed ceiling complement the interior geometry. But de Klerk did more than oppose stark utilitarian structures of the time. He pushed the boundaries of public housing, improving living standards for the working class. The Ship offered 16 different floor plans and its 102 dwellings. It featured a landscaped courtyard, a meeting hall, and the post office for the occupants. The Ship received a degree of skepticism about the compatibility of high art with social utility. Some criticized, believing his work was too elaborate and impractical for the economic and functional demands of public housing. The residents, however, adored the complex. One even wrote after de Klerk's death in 1923, "It is as if every brick cries out, is it not the fairy tale dreamt of as a child, as something we children never had?" However, supporters including architectural historian Vincent Scully assert that de Klerk's approach enriches the lives of residents by transforming mundane housing into artful, uplifting environments. Paul Goldberger, American architecture critic, praised the Ship for its ability to inspire and challenge. The playfulness and whimsical feeling of his designs provides a hub of utility and socialization for the tenants. It may not have been fully realized at the time, however, de Klerk was successful in creating working-class housing that was an example of modern vernacular architecture.